Welcome to this video. In this quick video, we'll be talking about the length function and the count function. Quickly, let's open our idle and create a new file in which we are going to work with. So I'll go to File, New File, and I'm going to save this on my desktop Python series, and I'll call this length count with a capital C function .py. I'll click save. Okay, so this is the file we are going to work on in this video tutorial. Now the length function allows us to calculate the length of a particular string, or if you have a variable and it contains a set of strings, the length function is going to help us get the length of that string. Okay, so for you to understand, let me get an example. So I'll have a variable message and I'll set message equals hello world. Okay, now I want to get the length of this hello world. In other words, I want to know the number of characters in this hello world. So what I'll do is I can print it directly. So I can say print. Okay, so inside my print function, I'll introduce the length function, and I'm going to bring my empty parameters here, and I'm going to pass in my variable message. Okay, so when I save this and run this file, I have 11. Okay, which means hello world has got 11 characters in there. Now note that the characters include the white space here, so it's not only the alphabets we see in there. Okay, I can go ahead with this another example, message underscore 1, and I'll set this message because this is an example. Okay, and what I can do is this time around I can have a variable. I'll call this length, okay, underscore message underscore 1, and I'll set this equals length of message 1, message underscore 1. Okay, so now when I go ahead and print length underscore message underscore 1, now we should get the length of message 1. Okay, now this is because we have this variable message 1 which is being assigned to this set of characters here, and now we are checking for the length of message 1, and we've assigned that operation to length message 1 here, length underscore message 1, and now we are printing length underscore message 1. So we should get the length of this variable here. Let's save this, run model, and we have an error. It says message 1 not defined. Okay, so I spelled that wrong with 3. Let's save that. The s's were 3 over here, so I've corrected that. Let's save this again and run model. Okay, so now we have 18 being printed on the screen like that. Now that means the length of this message or set of characters is 18. Okay, now I will separate this with the empty print function. We are moving on to the count function. Now the count function will help us count the number of occurrences of a character in a message. Okay, so quickly I'll set another variable. I'll call this message msg, and I'll set this because this is just a text to text. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call another variable called count message, and I'll set count message equals the variable I want to count, msg, and to use the count we use the notation, the dot operator. So I'll bring that, I'll introduce my dots, and I'll bring count. Okay, now inside this count, inside the parameters here, I'll now introduce the character I want to count. So this time I want to count the character S. Okay, now I'll go ahead, print count message, and now we should get the number of times S is occurring in this message. So I'll save this, run module, and yes, it's occurring 4 times. Okay, so S is being occurring in this message 4 times, and that's how we have 4 being printed on the screen.